So in our last video, we profiled how we spent about a month in Vero Beach, Florida, taking care of a bunch of maintenance. We got caught in a hailstorm, had some damage, had some engine troubleshooting issues. We pickled our water maker and actually had a little bit of time to hang out and enjoy Vero and tour around a little bit. Oh, and we also upgraded our solar. In this video, we take you through our journey beginning in Florida northward on the Intracoastal Waterway. We stop at a number of different hot spots along the way, take note of some of the changing geography, and overall have a very nice ride up through Georgia. And ending in Beaufort, South Carolina. Have you ever dreamed of selling it all and cruising into the sunset? Well, that's exactly what we did. It's no fun going it alone though, so why don't you join us for the ride? So once coming back from the Bahamas, we had a few options of what to do for the summer. Should we put the boat on the hard in storage and then travel around and see friends, or should we take the boat up the East Coast? And after a little discussion, Lori and I decided that we wanted to go up the East Coast by the Intracoastal or via the Intracoastal Waterway. So the ICW stretches about 3,000 miles from Texas all the way up the East Coast of the US, and it is comprised of a number of bodies of water, sounds, tributaries, etc., maintained by the Army Corps of Engineers, and it's maintained for navigation purposes. It keeps you from the outside water, the ocean, the swells, the roughness there, if roughness is a word, and it also allows for commercial traffic as well as for recreational traffic. And for our purposes, we're taking the ICW north from St. Lucie, Florida, all the way up to New Jersey, which is pretty much where it ends, with our final destination being Rhode Island. So for the most part, the channel or the depth is dredged in the middle of the ICW for traffic and maintained by the Army Corps of Engineers, and it's well marked as well. So they use something called ATONs, or aids to navigation, commonly known as buoys, but there's many different types. As you go north, the red ones will be on your left and the green ones will be on your right. Now, one trick there to remember that is the red ones are triangular shaped or mountains, and mountains are on your left as you go north, and green is the color of water, with the water and ocean being on your right as you go north. So that's just a little bit of cheat of how to know which side to keep your buoys on as you navigate. Also, there's an individual out there by the name of Bob, and what he does is he traverses the Intracoastal Waterway quite a bit up north and south, and he records his tracks or breadcrumbs along the whole route. He's in a sailboat, so you know that there's a significant amount of depth on these tracks, and you could download those tracks online and upload them to your chart plotter and then follow them along the way as breadcrumbs, so you know you're going along that route. And that's exactly what we did. So it's an easy way of know you're definitely going in the right direction, you're not going up any wrong tributaries, and you're staying at the proper depth. Here's an example of part of the route of one of Bob's tracks from Titusville, Florida, north to Savannah, Georgia. It's the yellow line, and this is on my phone that I use for backup navigation. Leaving the Vero Beach City Marina, heading up to Cocoa today. Beautiful morning. Getting out of this marina after 31 days. Repairs done, maintenance done. Let's do this.
So Coco has a great floating dock, free dock for 48 hours, adjacent to a little park. Boat launch. Center of town right there, within walking distance.
Sadly, like a lot of Florida, there are still remnants of past storms. Thankfully, island time is looking good. There are a lot of great restaurants and shops in the village. We happened upon a nice little German restaurant with an outdoor beer garden. Had to stop for a bite and a beer. Passed by Kennedy Space Center, and you can see the vehicle assembly building here in the distance. No rocket launches that day, but the building itself is absolutely huge. It's, I think, 535 feet tall by 550 feet wide. Then we passed through this canal that was absolutely teeming with manatee. We could only do about half a knot to get through it. There were dozens of them right in the middle of the channel, and I absolutely did not want to hit any of them. Then we spent the night in New Smyrna Beach and had to stop at the Garlic. Definitely recommend this very kitschy restaurant, indoor, outdoor. Never seen anything like it. Great food, huge portions. You gotta go there. Heading north towards St. Augustine, the landscape is already changing a little. Less condos, high rises, more kind of marshy. Very beautiful area. We saw a ton of dolphin. And one thing that I wasn't sure of when we started this journey north were, would there be places to anchor? And we saw just a ton of anchorages in very wide parts of the Intracoastal with boats there spending the night. So it was a little bit of relief knowing that there were plenty of places to stop if and when we needed to. Passed by this little tiny house community. Kind of reminded me of something you'd see in Seattle, like in Sleepless in Seattle. Pretty cool. Looks like they've only built a few, so don't know whether it's continuing or not.
So we just anchored a little north on the Intracoastal Waterway, just north of St. Augustine. Maybe about 35 minutes. Pretty deep anchorage. It's about 12 feet. High tide. Nice though, not a lot of boats. There is some boat traffic though, which because of Memorial Day weekend will probably be going away pretty soon, but otherwise an awesome day. We came up from Daytona, left at 8 a.m., got here at 3 p.m. So hopefully we'll have a nice cool night here. The temps have been great, and they should be in the 70s and low humidity.
As we headed north, probably towards Ponte Vedra, you could tell the landscape changed a little bit. A lot more houses by the water, houses, boat houses, mini mansions. Absolutely a beautiful area. Very calm, low wake or no wake on the Intracoastal. So people have a great view, and it was kind of nice coming through here. Some of the boathouses even were 2 stories with bars and lounging, and just pretty amazing. If we have the option, we usually leave early in the morning. There's low wind and the only people out there are kayaking fishermen typically. So the intercoastal is constantly being maintained, and you often come upon these dredging machines. We were in no rush, so we were just cruising along at pretty much 7.5 knots. Coming into Jacksonville, we see that it's an active naval shipyard area, though a little bit small, but definitely busy with a lot of security around the ships and dry dock. Being Memorial Day weekend, it was right near low tide. Everybody was headed to the Party Sandbar. We got waked by a lot of boats, but it was really only bad for about 15-20 minutes, but certainly a big party day on the waterway. Eventually we got to Fernandina Beach, our stop for the night, and we picked up a mooring ball.
Nice floating docks. Mooring field. And a nice restaurant that's closed.
So the dinghy dock and public dinghy dock is adjacent to town, just a short walk up to the main street, and there were a number of restaurants, shops, galleries, really cute little place. Being Memorial Day, we thought a lot would be closed, but almost everything was open and there were a lot of people strolling through town. So somehow we stumbled into Pepper's Cochina Mexicana and Tequila Bar, and they said, yeah, bring your dog and sit at the bar. So of course we had to sample some Mexican food and tequila. Muy bueno. So super convenient to grab a mooring ball and go to town. Fernandina still is a bit of a working port, so it's not the most aesthetically pleasing place. It wasn't too noisy, even though they were kind of working all night, but not really what we expected to see here in Fernandina. Don't let that aspect dissuade you, though. It still was a great little stop, and we'd definitely come here again. So the next day we took a quick hop up to Jekyll Island, Georgia. We got a reasonable rate, so we decided to take a dock for the night and tour the island because we've never been there. The marina, though kind of simple, was very quaint and had a nice southern vibe.
Grill area and a pool. Pool and hot tub. Showers up there, honey.
What's that?
And they even offer a courtesy golf cart for 90 minutes for you to tour the island. We took advantage of it. So there were certainly a lot of people enjoying the beach there, nice wide beaches, but I have to say, after being in the Bahamas for a number of months in that crystal clear water, to me this beach was a little bit disappointing, and I didn't see the allure. So we had heard about the Jekyll Island Club Resort being sort of an old historic bougie hotel. We decided to go check it out, and we were not disappointed. Walked into the main dining room here, and there was a sign saying private event for Morgan Stanley. So, as you can imagine, it lives up to the bouginess. That's the sound of our windlass pulling up our anchor, which definitely wakes up the anchorage every morning. As we left Jekyll Island, heading north in Georgia, we passed the Kings Bay submarine base. Looks like they have some support ships for subs, and also an area where they actually come in and dock submarines. It's pretty cool. I would not want to dock a submarine there. I guess they must maneuver the sub right under this support structure for docking and maintenance. Saw this interesting aid to navigation in Georgia, kind of near an opening to the ocean. I imagine it guides some of the larger ships and some of the naval ships in.
Headed up in South Georgia. Happy to have our enclosure. We got some morning rain showers. It's about 9 a.m. Not forecasted, but should be a big deal.
And even though we are on the Intracoastal, some of the sounds are rather wide, 5-10 miles, and it can get choppy. Pancake hides behind pillows when it's choppy.
So here we are in Beaufort, South Carolina. Got a nice big mooring field here. A lot of openings. Nice little town. We got to take the dog to the vet today because she's having allergy issues, but looks like a pretty cool place. We're at a Safe Harbor Marina, but we took a mooring ball. There's some nearby anchorages as well, but we're only gonna stay here a night or two. So we got lazy, grabbed the ball, but it looks like it's gonna be a fun little town.
Beaufort is a super quaint southern town, beautiful waterfront with a lot of social spaces, swings, and restaurants and shops.
So Beaufort has a nice day dock. I guess no overnight, but you're next to all the shops and restaurants. Floating.
A lot of the homes along the main street were magnificent, and I think this is what would be referred to as the antebellum style homes of the South. As you would expect in the South, the people in Beaufort are extremely friendly and helped us guide us to where the veterinarian was, which was just a short walk down the main street, maybe about 15 minutes.
Sits up nice out of the floodplain.
Even the vet office was in a beautiful colonial style home. Just a quick afternoon stop in Beaufort, but definitely a town I would recommend stopping at on your way through the ICW. And as usual, we were treated to a beautiful southern sunset. Thanks for watching, and please like and subscribe to our channel. It's totally free to do so, and it really helps us out.